Hello everyone, George Packard with Family Lawn and Landscape. Winter is a great time to evaluate your clients. And the reason I say this is because during the spring rush, you have no time to evaluate your clients. You have no time as summer's going on. You're absolutely swamped. In the wintertime, instead of sitting on your butt doing nothing, you should be evaluating your customers. So you have the time now. Now's the time to do it in the winter months, okay? Here's one of the first things I look at. I go through my list and I look at, were they problematic customers, okay? In my mind, what I'm doing when I'm going through this list is saying, okay, I've worked for these people before. Now I know what to expect. I've worked on their properties. I know how long it takes to get these jobs done. So I know how we should be charging. So what's the first thing I'm going to look at? Were they problematic customers? So in other words, were they always bitching about something? Was there, I don't care how good of a job you did, they're always bitching about something, okay? They're problematic. Every time you come there, they may ask you to do a little something extra for them. They want you to, could you just pull those few weeds over there? Even though they're not paying you to do that, but they're just asking you to do it. And it's okay to do that stuff once in a while, guys, but not every time you come there, okay? If it's every time you come there, you need to get them signed up on full service, or you need to jack your regular rate price, okay? If you're going to continue to doing that stuff for them, or you need to tell them straight up you just can't do that stuff. But either way, make your notation on what you're going to do come spring, okay? Before all hell breaks loose, you're going to talk to this Mrs. Jones or Mrs. Smith or whoever it is and say, look, Mrs. Jones, I like you, you're a wonderful person, but I just can't do these extras for you anymore without getting paid to do it, because time is money, and as you know, we're all struggling hard today to make a living. So leave it at that. But have this in your notes, in your notations, because what you're doing right now is you're going through every one of your clientele, okay? You don't have time to think about all this stuff come spring. You have time to think about it now. Make your notations. Then right before all hell breaks loose, hit them. Go to the customers and deal with all these things. So that being said, was there more work? Was the property more work than what you thought it was going to be? Did they add on things? I know some customers that come to mind in particular, got a couple of them that they would just add like dog fences and things of that nature, and they add it so it's more trimming for you to trim around, and they keep adding these shrub beds and flower beds, and you're thinking to yourself, Jesus balls, you keep adding more and more work. Okay, it's time to raise that client because they continue to add work to it. So think about that, okay? Are they talkers? This is something else that comes up. And by that I mean every time you go there, you get to the point where you cringe at the sight of her coming out of the house because you know she wants to talk to you for 20 minutes. And I know this happens a lot, especially with elderly people. And it's nice, you want to spend time with them, and I get that, and I do that too, But after a while, you're just like, oh my God, I'm going to lose another half an hour right here, This is what you're thinking to yourself. So you need to make your little notations on there, and you can't change that. You're not going to change that about that little old lady, okay? Or whoever it is. You're not going to change that. They want to come out and talk, they're going to come out and talk. But time is money. Adjust your price accordingly and then live with it. You're going to be happier. You're not going to cringe when she comes out of the house because you're going to be like, you know what? I accounted for this. I adjusted for this. Matter of fact, I'm going to enjoy my conversation with Mrs. Jones from now on because I'm getting paid to do it. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right. Do you get the extras from these customers or not? And what I mean by that is, are they strictly mow, blow, and go and you're out of there? Or are they always giving you extras to do, or at least once in a while throwing you a bone, having you mulch their beds or trim their shrubs or something extra to make some money? Because it kind of puts you in a position where when you're making your notations, it's like, look, we need to market to her more or something because she's not on board with anything. She is just mow, blow, and go. And if you're making a good enough price and she doesn't bother you, she's not problematic, things of that nature, that's fine. If you can leave the price alone, leave the price alone. If not, she should be a focus of your marketing attention. So she needs to be sent letters and things of that nature directly to her, or you need to be talking with her about getting some extras, working her for the extras, upselling, okay? Are they worth having? There's another thing you have to consider. So, and by that I mean, you guys really have to look at them. If they bitch about everything all the time, you can never please them. and it doesn't matter how hard you try, those are customers that are not worth having. Now's your time to get rid of them, to let them know that you're not going to take care of them anymore, and give them the reasons. Tell them why. You know, do that now. Don't wait till spring. Get rid of that customer so you don't have that headache come spring. When shit hits the fan in the spring, you need to be running. Okay, so you want to get all this stuff out of the way right now while you have a chance. Okay, so a lot of things come into play. Are they worth having? You know, are you getting paid enough? Do they give you any extras? Are they always talkative? Are they always problematic? All those things come into play, and if you can live with what you're making on them, fine. If you can't, get rid of them. Okay, life's too short. So, are they a good customer? Here's something you got to remember. There's a lot of negative things to look at, but here's some positive too. If they're a good customer and they're always giving you extras, or they pay you really well, or they bring you out simple little things like they bring you out a water or a soda every time you come there. That little lady I'll kill for, because she's just a honey. You know, she's taking care of you, and I'm sure you guys will agree with that. You know, leave me your comments below and let me know how many of you guys get this. You know, how it makes you feel when that little old lady walks out of that house with that bottle of water. Whether you needed it or not, she's there to give it to you. Let me know your feelings on that, you guys, because it means the world to me, and I'll bend over backwards for that lady, and she'll be one of the last ones I raise in price just because she's such a sweetheart. You know what I mean? So it's ridiculous to say, and it goes against everything I'm preaching, but she's a sweetheart, and that's the way it is. So she gives a shit about you, so you need to give a shit about her. So you have a really good customer. Don't be afraid to stop over and see him in the winter and tell him how much your business means to you. Don't be afraid to walk over there and bring her a case of water or something like that in the winter months and say, hey, you're going to need these for when I come here to work, you know. Things like that. It means a lot to them. Even a phone call. You don't have to go buy them a lot of stuff or anything. Just a phone call even is nice. And it lets them realize they're appreciated. And if they know they're appreciated by you, they're not going to leave you. So keep that in mind. Anyway, that's all I have to say on that topic for now. So don't forget to check on our website links below. If we have a list of all of our videos are archived on our websites. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.